Testing, testing. 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 Good. Oh, great. Hey, Secretron. Dean raid? What, did Dean just end? Hi, Marsha. We go live on TikTok. Here we go. Interface on YouTube. Hey, everybody. Come in. Welcome in. Hi, everyone. Hey, Neely. Sid. Everybody. Chicken. Hey, Abby. Hey, Sid. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome. There we go. The connecting. People who wanted cheap groceries. Or I'm convinced most of them didn't care about groceries in the first place. I don't think I've ever joined a live this early. I've always just stumbled my way in while scrolling. Well, in your defense, I'm my live times have been super erratic. A notification goes out and Dean abruptly ends his stream. Coincidence? Has anyone really seen Dean and I in the same room together? I'm kidding. You think Iran will attack mainland US? I don't think they have the capability to attack mainland US. I also don't think it's necessarily like what we should be worried about. 500 minutes. That's awesome, Steph. Milk. All right. All right, we're gonna get started here in just a bit. What should we be worried about? Well, I mean, we're worried about the loss of civilian life. Was it 40 children? At least 108 people have died in an explosion at a school in southern Iran, according to a local prosecutor. It happened as the U.S. and Israel launched massive airstrikes against the country. President He said it was a barbaric act and another black page in the record of countless crimes committed by the aggressors. There has been no confirmation by the two Western countries of the attack on the school located near a base of Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps, which has been the target of the strikes. The Iranian Red Crescent said at least 201 people throughout the school had been killed in airstrikes, with 747 injured. Red Cross and Red Crescent officials in Geneva said the society had mobilized response teams to go to the school following the incident. An official said that at the school in the town of Minab had been targeted by 3 missile attacks. This is located about 600 meters from the base of the IRGC. The BBC has verified clips of the aftermath of the explosion, which show smoke rising from a building as crowds gather nearby. An Iranian living abroad who opposes the military intervention in Iran commented, "The first victims of this war are 40 girls in Minab, hit by a missile attack. This is the war you cheer for." So, yeah, to answer the person who asked earlier if Iran would strike the mainland U.S., like, first thing I think we would worry about here is the death of civilians. Second thing we would be worried about here is the death of U.S. servicemen and women. Third thing is an extended multi-year, potentially multi-decade conflict in the region. Another thing to worry about would be potential power vacuum, which would be something worse. There's a lot of things to worry about before the mainland U.S. There are verified clips of the missile trajectory. It went up, then down. What is host saying? What are we talking about? I'm just I was reading the article. Okay. Twitch. I was actually live last night and I totally forgot to turn the Twitch live on. I'm so sorry. Okay. Hey, Dean. They're saying it was Iran's missile. We have any evidence that it's Iran's missile? Probably X. Okay, well, if the U.S. and Israel are targeting the IRGC, just to be clear, okay, I'm not going to take anything that the current Iranian regime says at face value. However, if the U.S. and Israel are targeting the IRGC, and this school is less than 2,000 feet from the base of the IRGC, I don't think it's a big stretch to say that that this was collateral damage. Like, I mean, if you have evidence otherwise, I'd love to see it. But
you talk about extreme.
Thank you, actor. Yeah, it will sort itself out in the next few days. Both sides are believable for this missile. Well, what is the intention if it was from the Iranian regime? What is their intention as like a false flag? Like what would be the goal there? So America will call it an accident. If they ever take ownership of it, they could just say, "Nope, that wasn't us." And 2,000 feet is almost half a mile. Okay, have you seen? I mean, we could just look at the rubble, right? Like, you're saying half a mile as if that's here's the satellite imagery. This was from Khamenei's compound, right? And then if I can find the one from The IRGC building. Oh, damn. They got the org chart. Hey, Erica. Thank you, Annie, for the wave light. Sorry, I missed it. Thank you so much, Annie. Thank you, Poo Poo. All right, Maggie, you got about half an hour to come up and defend the actions of your president. Okay, I don't want to hear it in chat. Come up and speak like the man you think you are. Are we having Joel join the panel? Oh, if Joel stumbled onto this panel and we could end Black History Month with another roast session, ooh, that would be nice. There is no need. Well, that's exactly what a Russian bot would say. Yeah, of course there is no need, because you're not a real American. That's why. If you came up, then you'd reveal that. So you posted your misinformation. You're getting your rubles. That's cool. But if you actually cared, you would just come up and have a conversation.
Hey Dan, how's it going?
Hi, how are you?
It's a day, definitely a day.
Really quick, Sean, thank you so much for the $5 on YouTube. Just out of curiosity, I tried to find out how many undocumented workers were unalived by citizens. Oddly enough, I couldn't find a statistic for that. Like in the U.S. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I've ever looked for that statistic. Interesting.
What's the statistic?
He's asking about how many undocumented. He said workers, so I don't know if he means documented immigrants in general, but were unalived by citizens.
Oh, that is. I know the statistics of people unalived by ICE. I know the ones unalived, like, because whenever they bring up the murder rate by undocumented immigrants, that it seems to be almost outpaced by the federal government. I know those numbers.
Yeah, I'm not sure that statistic, but anyway, so Corey, what's up?
Nah, so I saw the background there, and like, I find it interesting. Just for context, I think there's an echo on your end.
You can go ahead.
Okay, cool. No, so just for context, I'm a Marine veteran. I served in Afghanistan. I have an older brother who also was in the Marine Corps. And I was awake last night when we got the news of the strikes. I woke up this morning to news from my MAGA mom, like asking if we can get recalled and stuff like that. And now I can't be. Both myself and my older brother are past our end of obligated service, which is like an 8-year contract. Though I am young enough to be like drafted again should that happen, though that's very unlikely. But I just find it very interesting, the sudden concern about like MAGA people and their own kids on this when they literally voted for this after we shouted to them that this would be what happens. I yelled to my mom and I had conversations on this for months that he would do things like this, that he would start conflicts. I watched news as a school got hit by either American or Israeli. I don't know if we have confirmation on it, but schools with children unalive there. And still, my mom, who literally had this experience when I deployed to Afghanistan, could not figure out that other people might feel this pain if their kids got deployed or if their service members died. Like we're hearing reports from, like, you have that background. They're talking about service members likely being killed by Iranian responses. Though I know we don't have confirmation yet, but like it's almost, I've seen the bombings on Bahrain. It's very, very likely that there are casualties on our side too. And it's frustrating.
Yeah.
The concern comes now after all of this.
Yeah. So first off, I want to thank you for your service. Secondly, I want to say that I don't understand how Republicans were able to frame the 2024 Trump as like the anti-war candidate when we saw 2016 Trump and then his term from 2017 to 2021 where he was very not anti-war. Like he increased Obama's drone strikes by 450%. They repealed the rule that required reporting drone strike deaths. There was so many like unnecessary conflicts that took place under his term, and then it's just like everyone just. And so, yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, it's interesting that there's this concern now, and it's because like in this case for your mom, it's something that potentially could affect her. And I don't want to shit talk your mom, but if she's MAGA, then she probably falls into the same category of we don't care until it affects us. And
that's exactly my frustration. Where it is, look, because it's not like this experience is unique to her, but it is a somewhat unique experience where she has, like, there are some parents who have felt this before and still voted for it and still supported it until it affected them again, with no real empathy for like how other people could feel with it. Which again, MAGA lacks empathy. We've known this, and yeah, like you said, Trump has also never shied away from being a saber rattler. We know the reports of him, even when it came to dealing with his own citizens, asking the Secretary of Defense if he could just have our military shoot protesters in the legs. Like, he's never not been this kind of a person. And it is just astounding with the somewhat like worry from, because I've heard it from other MAGA people too, like, oh, will our kids get deployed? What's going on with our military? It's like, why the fuck didn't you care when you were voting in 2024?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. The reality is, I think a lot of them just don't think that far ahead. A lot of them have other reasons why they voted for Trump these past like 3 times, and those other reasons just cloud their judgment. Whether it's in Kamala's case, certainly her being a black woman prevented some people from voting for her. But even beyond that, in regards to voting for a Democrat, you have the Democrats support woke ideology, or the Democrats support open borders, or whatever it might be, that would cloud their judgment for anything else. I remember in 2016, right, before Trump was ever running for president, I remember making an argument to somebody who was like, oh, well, it was this whole lesser of two evils thing, right, with Hillary and Trump. And it was, oh, well, do we take like I'd rather take the evil we don't know versus the evil we know. Maybe he'll do some good. And I was like, well, I would rather have like someone as smart as Hillary in place in case, we end up having to, let's say we have another 9/11, or we have another situation that requires a person with a functioning brain. Because based on what we've seen from the statements he said just in that campaign, this guy shouldn't have the nuclear codes, right? And the person, this was my uncle at the time, he was like, well, what are the odds something like that would happen during the 4 years? And then we have the pandemic, right? Which isn't war, but like this is the type of thing. Like, yeah, even if you ignore all the rest of it, just the competency, you want someone competent in charge if something major happens. And so we saw what happened when Trump handled the pandemic. We saw, or handled as we call it. He spent 5 weeks doing nothing when he had the intel that the rest of the world had, and could have done what other countries did and started doing contact tracing and testing, and he didn't do it. He was bad at procuring the tests. In fact, he was even sending desperately needed tests to Russia. It's estimated hundreds of thousands of needless deaths took place, where obviously a Clinton presidency wouldn't have led to that. I mean, we had Obama's administration set up a pandemic response team. Trump got rid of that in his term. And now we have something like war. Just to really finish the point, something like war. Yeah, I obviously we want to avoid it, but if it's in this case, it potentially was avoidable for the United States. But let's say there was a situation where it wasn't avoidable. Why would you want that guy in charge? It boggles my mind. It boggles my mind.
Yeah, well, I mean, you bring up the pandemic. I'd argue that, or not even argue. I'd say that, like, I think a global pandemic. Oh, sorry, that was my dog. I'd say even a global pandemic is just like that. That's a significantly more. It requires a much more stable person than even a conflict, because that is a global event. Whereas, most of the conflicts the U.S. has taken part in and that our military would be deployed to are going to be far more regional. With, obviously there are global implications. Without getting off on a tangent, but like. Yeah, if he couldn't handle the pandemic well, we could never expect him to handle any sort of regional conflict well. And it was so obvious that he couldn't. Heck, the way he handled, like, the assassination of General Soleimani. And, like, how that... He clearly is not somebody who is there to stabilize regions, but rather create instability and additional issues with these places. That should have been the warning sign to so many people. And for some reason... We saw that, I don't want a woman to be the one with the nuclear codes because she can't regulate her emotions. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, like we literally see this guy crashing out on reporters because they ask him a hard question.
Oh, you mean the reporter who's the unpleasant woman, has never had a smile on her face?
There's an infinite number of examples. Like, there's so many.
It's frustrating.
Yeah. Well, all right, man. Thank you so much for coming up.
Appreciate you. Have a good night.
You too. All right. Let's see if we have any Trump supporters in the request box. I'm pretty sure Trump supporters don't exist anymore. It's just dead internet theory at this point. Anyone supporting Trump online is just a Russian bot, right? Like, if you're an American that supports Trump, press the request button. Let's see if you're real.
So turn off the bedroom light.
Hi, welcome up. Lisa? Did you mean to request, Lisa?
I did not. Sorry.
No worries at all. Have a great day. The Russian bot or someone so lost in cognitive dissonancy that they might as well be. Yeah, no, actually. He literally called the Department of Defense the Department of War this term. It's wild to me Republicans didn't see this coming. I do want to while we are waiting for MAGA to find the testicular fortitude to come up, I do want to highlight something for those on my side of the aisle, aka the brain users, the thought havers, the critical thinkers. Okay, don't ever get caught arguing against these strikes through Republican framing. The Republicans have ceded any ability to speak on this issue because it goes against everything that they have been preaching in this last election cycle. We don't want to support Ukraine, even though they're being invaded and citizens are being targeted and the children. I don't know if we don't even talk about this anymore. There was like thousands of Ukrainian children that were just transported who had a third location. We don't know where they are, but by the Russian military. Like that invasion, there is more of a justification for the United States to help Ukraine. We have the Budapest Memorandum where they gave up their nukes exchange for an agreement that we would protect them if they were ever invaded. It's also a situation where we don't have to risk American lives to defend Ukraine. And what were Trump supporters and Republicans saying all the 2024 election? We're wasting money sending it to Ukraine. It's Trump is going to end the war. It's this is all blah 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 blah. Okay, right. So you don't want to intervene if a country needs intervention. Copy. But then why would it be different here? That's one example. Another example. No new wars. That was their big thing. Somehow they were able to tie Israel and Palestine and Russia and Ukraine to Biden with no actual connection. There was just, Biden was in office. Those wars happened, therefore Biden was at fault, right? Just the literal correlation causation fallacy. Like it's Joe Biden's fault that Grand Theft Auto 6 is not out yet, you know? So but okay, no new wars. That's your whole big thing. So what about like when Trump actually starts a war? That's okay now. So there's also this is the one that's gonna feel like gaslight. I'm gonna save you guys now before you get gaslit. Okay? They're gonna talk about how bad the Iranian regime was, how bad the Ayatollah was, the death of the tens of thousands of protesters. Right? Remember something. They do not care. They never cared. If they did care, they would not have cheered on when Doge cut USAID funding. Okay? I'm going to go over this really quickly. So, this is the estimate for the number of deaths caused by the Doge cuts to USAID funding. Over 273,000 adult deaths and over 569,000 child deaths. And it goes through the methodology in regards to malaria spread, tuberculosis, various nutrition situations, right? The amount that we spent on USAID is a drop in the bucket compared to foreign intervention. Drop in the bucket. Also, more importantly, USAID has zero chance of civilian casualties, whereas foreign intervention does have a chance of civilian casualties, let alone American casualties, right? But they cheered that on. They wouldn't defend Alex Preddy or any protester or legal observer being killed. Ooh, that's another good point, Erica. Yes, exactly. So they didn't care about the death itself, but if we're talking about, the death of protesters in particular, they don't care about that either, okay? They never cared. So what they're going to do is they're going to gaslight you and say, oh, you're against this military intervention by the U.S. and Israel. That means you're for the evil Iranian regime. Don't even dignify that with a response. If it's coming from somebody who supported Donald Trump in 2024, somebody Trump supporter, somebody who's a Republican, they don't have the moral consistency to make that statement to you. Somebody from the left wants to have that discussion with you, okay, but don't even waste your fucking breath. Thank you so much, Amanda, for the hand hearts. Don't even waste your fucking breath on any of those arguments coming from the Republicans. Someone with a lightning bolt in their name usually is a Nazi? What? I don't know what that's about, Ingram. All right, we're going to go to the next guest. Will you Democrats defend this country? I doubt it. Defend the country from what? Truth wins? Want to come up and speak?
Hi, Dan.
Hi.
As we get to the last hours of Black History Month, I wanted to do a PSA that the founder of Black History Month, one of his descendants is actually running for Congress in Georgia right now, and her name is Bree Woodson. And you guys should go support her campaign because she's really cool. And then we did the March for Democracy today. We did our solidarity events in Virginia, and there was a big one in DC today. And the next national call to action for, are we still supposed to be saying music festivals? The next call to action for a music festival is March 28th, and we are doing No Kings 3. And so I hope to see everyone that participates in music festivals out in the streets. So that's my little my run in at PSA. It's always good to talk to you. Also, the ILRC put out a statement recently asking US citizens to stop carrying around their passports and their documents to show to the cube people every time they get stopped. They said that this can make people who are actually immigrants more unsafe because it trains ICE into getting used to American citizens complying with what they're doing. So please do not comply in advance. The Immigrant Legal Justice Center. They're actually the organization that sued for DACA back when Obama was president. They're really cool org, but they put out a statement recently asking US citizen allies to please stop complying in advance and carrying your ID around to show to the cube people before whenever you get stopped, so that we don't train ICE into thinking that everybody that doesn't comply with their orders is automatically bad. So those are my PSAs
Thank you so
for
much,
the day.
Falcon.
Thank you.
Have a great
Have
night.
a good night.
All right. Is this Truth Wins person going to request up, or are they a pussy ass bitch like their president? Curious. Who is going to be on the panel, like creator wise? So we're gonna have Erica, we're gonna have Swan, we're gonna have Liv, and a smaller creator who is in chat right now, actually, which is Lovey. In addition, people will be cycling in and out. We'll see how it goes. I think it'll be good. Didn't those who say there might be lives lost be the first? I think I agree. Smaller creator, I'm unknown, the pain. You hear the news? Oh no, Oscar's vague posting. Don't you like the truth? I do. That's why I want you to come up and tell me the truth. Here, I sent you a request. Come up and tell me the truth. I want to hear it. Right here. There's another Oscar. Go away. They followed the... Who's they? Bro, what are you talking of? Speaking full sentences. All right, this was happening. You're losing your freedom of speech unless you come up and speak with your mouth, okay? You're no longer allowed to type because there's no way for us to know. We can't check your citizenship, right? You could be a Russian bot. So you're muted until you come up. Whenever you want to come up, you can have the floor. You can say whatever you want to say. All right. 15 minutes. Should we... I'll never request up. Yeah, I mean, really scraping the bottom of the barrel at this point. Honestly, ever since most of them were already irredeemable. Like, I'm going to be honest. Of the 77 million people that voted, even the ones that got tricked, okay? I thought he was going to lower the price of groceries, whatever. I'm side-eyeing you so fucking hard. I'm burning a hole in the side of my head, okay? But in July, August, when like the Trump administration came out and said, okay, by the way, we're closing all Epstein investigations. Epstein did, in fact, kill himself, and don't no longer ask about this at all. At that point, everyone that supports him from then, really, like genuinely, hard drives should be checked, and or they're just all Russian bots. Like there's all the humans left, all the American citizen supporters after that point, not okay, not compatible with functioning society. Dan, may I come up to speak about the attacks with you for a minute? You can. Dan, stop cry already. Does it look like I'm crying, bitch? Request up. Come on. Ooh, you have guest requests off. Because you don't want to end up crying, that's why. I've had enough talking to these people like they're human. They want to demonize immigrants. They want to dehumanize immigrants. I want to start dehumanizing them. Okay? That's the timing I'm on tonight. Sorry. It's always a private account. Always. Don't know how. What do you think of Netanyahu and the state of Israel? What a question. I am very anti-Netanyahu. Well, I was. What was it? Fuck, I'm about to lose my train of thought. What was I about to say? Oh my god! Do you guys remember how naive I was when I first started these lives? This is August of 2024. Okay, all leading up into to the election. I kept saying that this was one of my favorite lines. Okay, I would say, well, first of all, I'd go, thank you all for being here. If you like this content, drop a follow, tap the screen, blah blah blah, all that shit. And then I would say, whether it's Harris supporters or even Trump supporters, I just want to make sure everyone registers to vote. Everyone goes out and votes. If you over the next 2 months of these lives hear everything I have to say and see the evidence and still decide you want to vote for Donald Trump, I still want you to go out and vote. I want everyone to go out and vote because I believe in democracy. I believe in if the voter turnout is high, I think the best candidate should win. The voter turnout obviously wasn't high, but let's put that to the side. But like that was like I was like, oh well, I'd rather there be a bigger landslide in the popular vote, even if so I want more people to show up, even if they are Trump supporters. Blah blah blah. But I'm at the point where it's like we should probably pray for like vehicle malfunction on their way to the polls. We should probably just sow the same fucking shit that like the leftist like Madeline Pendleton were doing before the election, saying like, oh, we shouldn't vote for the lesser of two evils, and then fucking all the way off once Trump became president and not actually criticizing the Trump administration. We gotta do that shit. Like, oh look, Donald Trump said no new wars, and now he's getting us into war. Both parties are corrupt. Don't bother voting, but like do it in MAGA spaces. That like genuinely, I am officially for voter suppression if it's for MAGA. We're at that point. Y'all pushed me from the bottom left quadrant of the political compass to the top left quadrant of the political compass. Fucking Nazis, bro. I can't. When did Madeline say that? When did Madeline say not to vote for Kamala Harris? It was like her whole channel's point up until the election. She said the lesser of two evil voting is the reason that Democrats keep moving to the right. which I mean isn't even fucking true, right? Because like if you look at the actual policy positions of every Democratic candidate as we go along, it gets more and more progressive. Now it's slow, right? It's moving a lot slower than it would be if a vote for is a vote for genocide. Yeah, exactly. That's some shit Madeline said. It's a lot slower than if somebody like Bernie or Elizabeth Warren or whatever would be the nominee. But Kamala Harris's 2024 platform was to the left of Barack Obama's 2008 platform. Like, assuming if you apply that she wanted to expand Obamacare, right? Obviously, Obamacare on its own is like it's its own big thing. But if you want to take the same concept and then expand it, right? More people get healthcare. We wouldn't be at war right now or at the brink of depression, that's for sure. Yeah. But yeah, like we have tangible. I don't think I actively follow her, but odd from her, I guess. I don't think you followed her before the election. She was like the poster child for getting Trump to win the election. We need a minimum public option. I agree for sure. What was I going to say though? Oh yeah, we have tangible proof that voting, preventing Republicans from winning, leads to a more progressive policy going forward. So, first of all, when Bernie lost in 2016, now we can talk about what was unfair about the 2016 primary. I personally, as somebody who voted for Bernie in the 2016 and 2020 primary, I think 2016 was unfair in some ways, and 2020 was not. A lot of people that were Bernie supporters said that it was stolen in 2020. Hard disagree. Bernie got fewer votes. Period. Bernie lost the 2020 primary fair and square. 2016, there were a couple things that I take qualms with, but whether or not I go into that, it's not important. What I'm trying to say here is Bernie gave Hillary his endorsement, and it also involved her adopting some of his progressive policies. In regards to like free state college, right? And there was an expansion for healthcare. I can't remember what it was. It's been so long. But like some of our policies were pushed to the left because of Bernie. But then we voted for Donald Trump, and now like look where the Overton, when I say we, I mean the country. Look where the Overton window shifted to where in 2016 healthcare was a big issue we were talking about. In 2020 and 2024, we barely even talk about healthcare. Imagine a candidate said, I have concept of a plan after 10 years of lying about a healthcare plan and then gets elected. The American populace didn't even care about healthcare at that. Well, at least half of it didn't. If Hillary won the election, it would have opened up a real chance for Bernie in 2020. Nah, not in 2020. Maybe 2024. He was not winning a primary against an incumbent heavy. Hillary was not gonna one term it. I really don't think that's the case. But anyway, Clinton would have won re-election in 2020 pretty easily. Probably, yeah. I guess you know what? It depends on how well she handled the pandemic, and if she was able to, if she got like the George W. Bush Iraq, like a leader during a crisis bump, or if she got the everything sucks and it must be her fault because causation correlation. I don't know. I can't say for sure. It also depends on who her opponent was. Was Trump running that back? I don't know if Trump's running that back. Part of the reason that he ran it back in 2024 was because he wanted to stay out of jail. Would have never been a pandemic if Hillary got in. I don't agree with that. I don't think she could have prevented the global pandemic, but we would have had a pandemic response team in place. It would have been handled way better. She would have started doing testing and contact tracing like all the other countries. She would have listened to the experts. She wouldn't have downplayed it, and she wouldn't have created a culture of anti-science. Like, before Donald Trump, and I know that Trump eventually, because Project Warp Speed happened under his administration, he eventually said, I took the vaccine and it was good, but he was booed at his own fucking rally. The only time Donald Trump was ever booed at his own rally was because he said he took the vaccine. But because of all of Donald Trump's anti-science rhetoric leading up to the development of the vaccine, it went from anti-vaxxers being a very, very small fringe group that most Americans, right and left, made fun of, to like a partisan thing. This culture of being anti-science, anti-vax really blew up under Trump's first term. Are all the panelists ready? I think I'm gonna do a reset. Maybe we shouldn't do a reset. What do y'all think? Can you imagine the pandemic happening now with this administration? Oh my god, with RFK and fucking Dr. Oz? We actually would be drinking bleach. I don't even want to think of that. That ruined my mood. Just thinking about it. Be less MAGA voters though. I didn't realize how much I appreciate competence until now. Yeah. Like competence, but also, you know how refreshing moral consistency is? Like, I disagree with Thomas Massie on like 98% of his politics, but I find myself glazing him frequently because that's how far we are from just someone not being a massive hypocrite. But yeah, professionalism is huge. I think it's another like Mitt Romney is another example. So Mitt Romney wasn't president, obviously, but like when we hear him talk now, especially when he talked in the he had a speech during the first impeachment of Trump. Oh my God, I was like, damn. If I had the choice, okay, obviously there's no way to do this because we can't see the future. But like if someone said, hey, let Romney beat Obama for his second term and it'll prevent Trump, I would have heartbeat. Oh my. I would have went out and fucking voted for Romney. Mitt Romney and John McCain were good men that we had policy disagreements with. Yeah. Yeah, I think John McCain more so. Bro, can you stop spamming? God damn. Trump 2028, cry harder, libs. Hey, you're not a real person. You're a Russian bot. Prove me wrong. Bro, I don't even want MAGA to prove me wrong on my points anymore. I want them to prove me wrong that they exist.
I'm sorry, I'm a bot.
That was my way of getting you up here. Yes, we finally got one. Got one, chat. All All right.
Oh my God, you
why do you-
caught me. You caught
Why
a
do you want Donald
Pokemon.
Trump to be president in 2028?
I don't. I was just trolling you.
Oh, you like his presidency right now?
There's a few things he's done wrong, but you guys are exaggerating, and there's way more things he's done right.
What's he done right?
Well, today was a pretty good day
For who?
for the people of Iran, and not for you, crybabies.
You don't even know how to pronounce the country. You think you're going to convince me that
Do
you give
do
a
you
fuck?
already see yourself?
You think you're going to
lost the
convince me?
argument,
Hey,
so you
Smoothie.
had to get
You think you're going
punctuality
to?
and pronunciation.
You think you're going to convince? Listen,
Whoa,
I'm not.
What?
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
You're
Did
crashing
you
out.
just?
Copy.
I'm crashing out, right?
Yeah. You don't want to hear me because you know you're about to get cooked. So you talk over
No,
me.
you just already cooked yourself.
Yeah. So I'm gonna
You're
walk
a
you through why I
Thanksgiving
brought it
turkey.
up. Hey, Smoothie, I'm gonna walk you through why I brought it up. I
Okay,
brought up the
okay.
pronunciation. Now that you didn't give a flying fuck about Iran until your daddy decided to.
Actually, I'm Jewish, so I do actually care about Iran because they're the reason that Jews are hated.
Iran is the reason that Jews are hated.
Correct. Free Palestine. Woo!
You want to?
Can you not connect the dots?
No, connect them. To me. Go-
Proxies like Hamas, funded by Iran, propaganda. Free Palestine. Hates Jews. Get it?
Are you trying to wrap Palestine into this situation?
I'm giving you the macro overview of why I hate Iran, and because you literally said that I all of a sudden got wrapped up into it and just recently gave a fuck about it, but you're wrong.
Okay.
All right then. Later, alligator.
Wait, are you running? Don't run. Why did he run? No. Oh.
What the
no.
hell?
Hold on. Wait. Really quick. Since he ran.
Folks, we have a runner. That bitch ass was a runner. Said a few dumb things that they couldn't back up. Then they got real scared and then they gave up. That Smoothie was a runner. Bunner, bunner, bop, bop.
Such a bop. I love it.
Well, Neely, feel free to
Um,
say what you were going to say to.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm sure he's still. I'm sure he didn't actually run. He's just hiding in chat again.
That's a damn lie.
Thank you, Donica.
Just really quickly for that Smoothie. The reason right now that we are having to like fight with people in chats and shit about whether or not the Holocaust was real, that's on Trump, because this whole connecting Zionism with Judaism that he has done, saying if you're against Israel, you're anti-Semitic, like hell no, and that is bringing so much hate to Jewish people right now. So I don't want to hear this like his excuse. I mean, whatever. Obviously, he's a Zionist. He's super pro-Israel. Like, fine, but you know what? Stay in your own category. Don't try to lump the rest of Jewish people in with you.
Yeah, I think that's actually that's a really good point that we don't talk about enough, which is when Trump and this administration say that any protest about Gaza or any protest about Israel is anti-Semitic, that implies that all Jewish people are for what Israel's government is doing, right? And you would never apply that to any other country. Like think about it in the case of the United States. Can you imagine if right now, like people in other countries were saying, "Oh, it's I mean, I guess we're we're a majority Christian, maybe, but like, oh, look, the Christians are cutting U.S. aid or whatever." No, you wouldn't apply it to Christianity. Or the Americans are doing, like, if you would talk about the government, but for Netanyahu and the far right Likud party, we're able to because of the way that Western evangelicals fucking frame it, they're able to wrap Jewish people with the government of Israel, and they're not one and the same. So that guest, if they really cared about hate towards Jewish people, I think they would. The call's coming from inside the house.
Yeah. No, and it's not like every Jewish person in Israel. I mean, it's the same as in any country. Like, not everybody supports the government. Like there were people protesting in the street. People were calling for Netanyahu to step down. Like that's going on there too. So yeah, I just want to make sure that there has to be a line because I see it on both sides. Like I see it in left spaces, I see it in right spaces. So it's just he's the reason the lumping together anti-Semitism and support for Israel. It has damaged things beyond anything. I never in my life thought that I was going to have to fight with people over the Holocaust. I'm like, it's 2026. Come on.
Yeah, and
So-
another thing is the normalization of Holocaust deniers. When you have Trump inviting people like Kanye West and Nick Fuentes to the fucking White House, or excuse me, Mar-a-Lago, not the White House. I apologize. But it was leading up to his election. Like, yeah, you missed me with that. Like, the guy left. So, all right, Neely, thank you so much.
Hey, no worries. Thank you. You dropped me down.
Okay.
Thanks.
Netanyahu is the Israeli Trump. I disagree. Netanyahu's a lot smarter than Trump. I think Trump is a very, very unique situation where he's just so aggressively incompetent that it's just really, really easy for any evil person to use his platform and his power to their advantage. So someone like Steve Bannon or someone like Stephen Miller. Bro, Stevens are having a rough past couple years. Yeah. Like, it's really hard because like you want to compare Trump to like other characters in fiction or anime or whatever, but he's so uncool in every way. He's just a narcissist, rambles, and somehow he just has this one unique power, which is to get the poorly educated on his side. So, yeah. But in terms of Netanyahu, I think that's a very smart individual, which, I mean, in a lot of ways makes it worse. He relied on his lawyers to get him out of things, and that gave him hubris that is unfounded. Trump is Dr. Eggman. That's disrespectful to Dr. Eggman, okay? Because when the going got tough, Eggman was willing to team up with Sonic. Like when the threat was like an alien, right? They were able to come together. I'm not convinced that MAGA would come together with American patriots like us if there was an alien invasion. Genuinely, I don't think we would be able to come together. I used to think that. I thought, like, back after 9/11 or whatever, I think an alien invasion would unite countries and shit like that. But now, like, we'd see it with our eyes. Depending on where Trump landed, it would either be that they would deny the aliens' existence, or they would lie about their intentions. Eggman is actually competent at things too. I want to know who's bankrolling Eggman. Okay, because like, hold on, the egg, in Sonic Heroes. If I can get like an all-encompassing, like who bankrolled this? And it kind of did nothing, by the way. Is it true Iran's leader is dead? I believe so. Obviously, right now the confirmations are coming from the U.S. and Israeli governments, which are not governments I particularly trust at the moment. But I do think Khomeini is dead. Isn't Dr. Eggman a trillionaire in Sonic lore? Yeah, but how did he get there? Generational wealth? Or is it his technologies? Iran confirmed it, I think. Oh, did they? Because they were denying it a couple hours ago. If they confirmed it, that's new to me. Because last I checked, they were denying it. Okay, yeah, they have confirmed it. It took them a couple hours. Iran State Media confirmed. Yes, I see that now. They confirmed it an hour or two ago. Okay, so yeah, we knew that he was dead, like 8-10 hours ago, but they didn't confirm it until like 2 hours ago. Trump is more like Buggy the Clown from One Piece. But even that's insulting. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's not a character. It's so hard to think of a character to compare him to that doesn't insult the character. Even villains. Maybe Wapple, right? Maybe Wapple. Hey, Mel. Don't they have a succession plan with like 5 people? They do, yeah. Erica, did you? I have a feeling Erica might have taken a nap, unintentionally. Lex Luthor in the new by James. I haven't seen it. Trump is Cartman. Speaking of Cartman, hold on. I have a Charlie Kirk quote that I might make a video on. I haven't decided. I have like a list of like 8 things that I was like, these are good video topics, and I think 7 of them are already not relevant anymore because of the world we live in. Oh, there she is.
You know what? You wouldn't be wrong. You would not be wrong, because I kept like opening my one eye. I was like looking, and I was like, "Oh, no one's here yet. I'm going back to sleep." Okay, and then you said that. I said, "Okay, here I am. Here I am. I'm here. Yay!"
Well, I posted in the group chat. Once everyone's ready, I think we should do a reset.
Okay.
I just don't know if everyone's ready.
I don't know either. I'm down. It's whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Trump supporters, get in a box. Let's have a conversation. You're the demographic of people I want to talk to. I'm trademarking that.
Wait,
I thought of it.
I thought.
What? You
Honestly,
thought
I
what?
could have swore Hector started that, so that's
I don't recall.
news to me.
I do not recall.
Okay, I'm gonna play this video real quick, everybody. But there's a specific Charlie Kirk quote here that I think is very relevant, and fortunately or unfortunately, let me just
to the left, to the left.
let me rephrase that whole sentence.
Hey, shit.
Charlie Kirk is not available to backtrack this statement. So
The United States. But our view has been very clear that we don't want a regime change. The United States should not be intervening to overthrow these dictators and these regimes that we don't like. There are bad people in the world, but history has shown us that every time the United States goes in and topples these dictators we don't like, trying to act as the world's police, we end up increasing the suffering of the people in these countries. We end up causing loss of life, both American lives and the lives of people in these countries. We end up undermining our own security.
This mission was not and has not been about regime change.
We are just going to take out the Ayatollah. Oh, really? What comes next? What comes after regime change?
great question, Charlie. Really good question.
Number of U.S. troops or regime change might be, oh, well, we need a small number of U.S. troops to support the new regime.
Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective.
Who made that video for us?
Midas Touch.
Shout out to them.
Thinking about doing one.
Him dead. Wouldn't be any point. But do the Tulsi clip.
Tulsi clip wild. Egg fleet out of nowhere. Talking about it before. I don't remember how we really got there. Oh, chat was trying to figure out like a villain to compare Trump to, because Trump said or somebody in chat said Trump was, or Netanyahu was Israel's Trump, and I said I disagree because Netanyahu's like hurt. And then I realized that it's very, very difficult to find like a character or other world leader to compare to Trump, because he's just uniquely.
He's uniquely stupid.
Yeah. Lord Farquaad. You know what? Actually,
Fair.
and a certain creator just made that
Megamind.
comparison.
Megamind. No, but Megamind was redeemable in the end, so no.
So, if you're not following this creator, sometimes he makes really good memes. Guy right here.
I know that guy.
Same energy.
The lives of
That give off. What are two clips that give off the same energy?
the lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
So, just wondering if Barron Trump happens to have bone spurs, because
That was perfect.
Um,
Perfection.
okay, this video is def AI, right? So I heard speculation about the Trump video being AI. I don't know. The last time I went down like the AI rabbit hole to determine if a video was AI because of coherency, it was not AI. So I think it's probably not AI.
He wasn't leaning on the podium though, because like at the State of the Union, he was gripping the podium for dear life. I'll just
Howdy
leave
ho,
it
Mac.
there.
That's true, but it could be that. Well, State
Hey,
of the
Mac.
Union, he recognized he was going to be up there for like 2 hours, so there's no way. But like for this, it's like, okay, this is going to be 10 minutes. Everyone's like, hey, listen, don't grip the podium; it makes you look weak. Don't stand like the front half of a centaur. Like try to stand straight. So maybe he was able to do it for 8 minutes.
Don't stand like that thing heavy.
I'm
He
late.
do. He be standing like his butt too big for him. Like he stands like his bottom heavy. It's his diaper.
Lasting tonsil stones. Oh my god, David Pakman's video with the tonsil stones. I really wish I could unsee that. Like, bro, what is this? What is this?
He look like he about to tip over. Cause that thing way too much.
It's like he's so full of bullshit. It's just about to
It's gonna tip him
pour
over.
out of him. Look at this, the Chad Newsom versus the fucking
Bring it over some to the center.
He's standing like Michael Jackson in that one.
Smooth criminal.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a smooth criminal though.
No, this is a very unsmooth. Look
It's very bumpy, very rough.
at this peak physical form.
You know, what's the video say? Why Trump stands like that?
Oh, is
Did
there a
you see
video?
that video? The Daily Show. I love Trevor Noah.
We talk, I don't know, 3-4 times a day. We usually talk standing, posture, war with Iran. We also talk sitting.
Wait, when what? This was 6 years ago. What a coincidence that he said war with Iran. Oh my god. Chat, did the Daily Show predict this?
Posture.
Ooh, let's watch the leftist versus MAGA. What's that?
Okay. Well, looks like Parker and Mason on the left.
Who's Mason?
Mason is okay. So he was on. Which Jubilee was it that he was on that like everyone loved his performance?
Why are you asking me?
I'm asking chat.
Oh, okay.
this is not just the conversation between the two of us.
I'm like, what's happening? I don't know.
Mason one-handed politics. Yeah, I mean, okay, it's in his handle. Mason is the guy with one hand. I don't know if that helps. I
It
love this.
doesn't. Okay.
He was, but like he was in a.
Joey.
Oh yeah, you know what? I think it was CK's episode. Yeah. And then he came. I remember he came on our live like a few days after that dropped, and everyone in chat loved him. He was also he was at the protests in Minneapolis. He's a good creator. If you don't follow him, definitely follow him.
Okay.
But an hour and a half. I don't know how much of Don. I'm hoping. Oh my God! Wait, I recognize this guy too. He was from the Jubilee we just watched.
Is that Julio? Say hi to Joey.
The Isaiah Jubilee. They just go through all the Rolodex. Hey, Joey.
Everyone, drop some bananas in the chat. Joey loves bananas.
Loved his attacks against Noel. Oh, was that on the we were watching that in Adam Khan's live, I think. Starting to get all these. I'm starting to get all the leftist debaters mixed up. I'm sorry.
Matt. Sorry, Matt's here too.
Isn't that the guy? Also, isn't that guy also in the new UFA lineup? Is Mason is? It's possible. I have not been keeping up. I've seen Joey one throw a banana and no one.
No, Joey can like eat a banana and like not even a bite. He just can eat a banana.
Okay, really
Hey,
quick.
yo.
Really quick. I saw this meme like when it was first made. I still don't know if it's real, but we were just talking about it. Okay, well, I know not all of it is real. Okay, I don't know how far their pants are actually hiked, but it says, Giuliani, what are you gonna wear to the presser today? Or well, it's Giuliani talking, and then Trump says, my normal pants that I look normal in. Giuliani says, okay, cool, I'll wear my normal pants too.
Yo, what the fudge?
There's one dead giveaway that this is Photoshop though, and I didn't realize it when I first looked at the picture.
What?
You don't see the giveaway, Erica?
I can't see with or without my glasses, please.
I'll get closer.
Why is Giuliani shaped like the penguin?
He's a dead ringer for the penguin.
Yeah. Is that a dip? What the hell?
The first time I saw it, it took me just as long as you. Don't feel bad. I swear.
Bruh, what the fudge?
Because I was trying to figure out if Photoshopped. I was like, is that real? Are their pants really that high up? I think this is the real.
I saw that immediately, but I couldn't make out what it was, and I was like, "That's not that." Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, this is the real photo. Let me.
Oh my gosh.
That's the real photo. So like, not exactly.
It's still bad.
Not exactly normal, but.
His pants are touching his nipples.
Well, that might be the case in both.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm gonna put it away, chat. All right.
I wasn't ready for that.
Do you know? I think Lovey is here.
Lovey is here. Liv is gonna be here in like a minute or so. And
Okay.
I haven't heard from Swan. I ain't gonna hold you. Swan might be asleep.
Okay. I mean, we can get started whenever.
You gonna restart the live?
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Erica. Who wants that guy running the nation? Yeah, I agree. I think like you would think that enough of at least young men, right? Young men in 2024 breaking for Trump makes like it's so difficult for me to wrap my head around because like you would think they'd be like, all right, that guy and his friends are not fucking cool. Like, why this is a fucking loser. Like, I don't know. I don't get how people can like not see him for what he is. a loser. He's a fragile little baby. Looks weird, talks weird, acts weird. Wendy Maduro got kidnapped last. Call Mac and help her finish the crossword. Sweetie, we have a panel to host. A lot of online spaces young men engage are more right wing, even if they aren't inherently political. No, I get that. Trust me, I get it. But like, I would appreciate if they were just like hateful little fucks that didn't vote. You know, like yeah, I get they're incels and that pisses them off, but don't also vote for the guy. Just be angry online. They got gaslit by his 6th grade level. I have a morbid curiosity of Trump supporters and why him of all people. Yeah, it's really, yeah. Okay, all right, we're gonna restart. If we don't have the full panel at the start, that's okay. Not the end of the world. Let me put up. By the way, I made that background all by myself. I thought that looks pretty good. But the background for the panel was made by Caffeined. They'll be using the chat for Caffeined. That. Get rid of this. Okay. I think we are good to go. I'm gonna do a reset on TikTok and YouTube. Twitch, I'm gonna keep it running. YouTube, I'm gonna reset so I can change the title. So if anyone wants to come back and watch it later, they'll know what video it is. And TikTok, we're gonna reset to hopefully bring in more people. I just went into a Trump live. I need some sanity now. Trump lives are something else. That's like going to the zoo. Oh yes. If you're not following, I need to plug the follow button more. I keep forgetting. If you're not following, we're about to reset, so make sure you're following. We're gonna have a celebration of Black History Month. We're gonna have a panel of some really amazing Black creators. We're going to go through the history of Black people in not just the United States, but even before the United States. We're going to talk about some of the reset. Yeah, I'm about to reset live. We're going to talk about some of the civil rights activists and some civil rights activists and heroes that have passed recently. And we are also hopefully going to talk about some figures that American schools don't teach us about. So I'm going to reset right now. Liv's here. We have, I think, everybody but Swan, and then Swan can join whenever she's ready. All right. I will see you all in like 30 seconds. YouTube, I'm going to reset really quick. There's a small chance I will have to reset Twitch because I'm resetting YouTube and that's the primary stream, but